10,000 hours is a steep mountain to climb to become a master, especially when the task at hand puts a relentless demand on your body. There is nothing casual about this sport. It's all in, all effort, all focus. It takes a lot from you, but the reward is unmatched. Mastery of oneself, an acute understanding of your weaknesses with an explosive sense of your strengths. Being able to complete the climb to mastery requires the proper nutrition. This is why it's important to take in a potent blend of electrolytes that is in tune with your output and brings strength to your goals. This potent blend is only found in salt electrolytes. Salt targets your depleted electrolyte levels with a boost of hydration and health. It gives your body the baseline recovery it needs.
What is up, ladies and gents? It is your friendly neighborhood BJJ podcaster, Rapid Sparsa, coming to you with another great installment of the Bullpen, a joint venture of Inside BJJ and the Grappling Hour. I have to tell you, the mood, the atmosphere here is eclectic. People are excited about today's PGF season. It kicks off today at the draft. We thank you for tuning in. We hope that you are having a great day. And yes, we have a long week of festivities, but let's not waste any time. Let's get to some co-hosts here. Let's go first to my very good friend, Tim Freeman. Tim, how are you doing, sir?
I'm fantastic, man. The chandeliers have been lowered. The mats have been rolled out. The white couches have been set. It's PGF Season 7. Let's go, Raph. I'm excited.
And also joining us today is Kevin Sherrill. Kevin, how are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm really looking forward to a week of the PGF where I don't have to risk a dang thing. I can just talk shit and have a fun time with my friends. This is going to be a great time.
Well, we're glad to have you over on this side. So welcome, handsome Kevin Sherrill, to this side. Gentlemen, we have a lot to get to today, but before we do, I just want to say something real quick. This tie is brought to you by your championship Los Angeles Dodgers. So thanks to them. Appreciate that. And, you know, things run championship-wise here in Los Angeles, but also in Las Vegas, a lot of fun stuff happening because your PGF champ is addressing you right now. So I would like to say thank you so much for all of your love and support here, people. It does mean a lot. But let's get straight to the actual broadcast in itself. Let's go straight to the board. All right, gents, we have a lot to get to today, but the first and foremost thing that we have to address is, how does this all work? So I'm going to come to you, Tim Freeman. How exactly does this whole beast work?
So it's draft day. We are going to have a random order in that it's not a ranked list. It's been published. It's a live auction draft. Coaches are going to pick their players. There can be an intentional walk. If the player's not picked, they may get pushed to the parking lot and they get to them at the end. And question mark if there's going to be trades. I think that discussion was on the table. I'm actually not positive about that. That might be up to the minute breaking news, Rav.
Thank you for that, Tim. And I do notice we just lost the feed for handsome Kevin Sherrill. We'll fix that here in a second, but I was going to go to him. Instead, I'll just tell you this. So, yes, we are doing things a little bit differently this year. Instead of doing an organized draft order where people are picked according to their seeds, we're actually going to be going a little bit out of order, which is going to provide some major strategy moments for the coaches. And I'm intrigued to see how it's going to play out for a number of the different teams here. So I would love to see how people are going to be picking when the number one potential seed may actually be the 20th person on the block. So just as a heads up on that one. And, you know, Kevin, you've actually been on the block. What did it feel like to be somebody who was essentially being auctioned off, sir?
It's extremely strange and surreal to look someone like Hodger Gracie or Jean-Jacques in the face and be like, yeah, if you could put like a number value on me, what would that be? It's a little bit odd. I don't think most jiu-jitsu guys are used to pitching themselves as valuable. They're used to physically putting their hands on you to show you how good they are.
Got it.
So it's a strange experience for a lot of people. I'm very interested to see how this draft order plays out. It's created a new skill curve
Thank you.
for the PGF, and we'll see how these coaches figure it out.
That's great to know. Thank you for that. Let's go to our next topic on the board. Our next topic is surprise. Now, what I love about surprises is that there are things that you can't see coming. For example, oh my goodness.
Surprise.
Is this a surprise for me?
Oh, wow.
The PGF champion of fantasy?
This guy.
I
This
told you.
guy.
Hey, B-Mac always delivers. Always
does.
come through.
He does. Oh my good. I think I'm just going to keep this right here. I don't even, have you won one of these?
I have a handsome belt at my house.
A handsome belt. Okay, that's
I've
almost,
also won the PGF once with Team Toehold. Team Toehold.
Oh,
for life.
you won as a group, you know what I mean?
As a
Like I won it
team.
individually. Should I just,
Always big names, but because that order is not the same in a rank, it allows the coaches to kind of play with it, and you might see some guys go for a low dollar amount. It in the building, people showed up demanding for that drink. They're almost out already. Two is there's been a lot of good buzz about Travis Thomas. I've heard a lot of good things said about him to the point that he's like, hey, man, it's kind of making me a little bit nervous now. And then the last thing I heard, don't know if this is true, one of the owners is actually offering an additional bonus on top of the team prize if his team wins.
can we confirm that? Do we know that?
I can't confirm it, but the amount that's being thrown around is $5,000, which,
Wow.
hey, man, that's enough. I'll take
That's
it.
it's almost a bounty in itself,
Yeah.
but it's like the coach is basically saying, here's a performance bonus. So I'm excited to hear that. Kevin, have you heard any other breaking news out on the streets?
Yeah, I think that the breaking news has to be one of the alternates pulling up in the mink coat. That man's going to go for a lot of money just off the style. He's rocking it. No shirt, mink coat, jeans. He's got some energy. I think that's breaking news.
So I'm so sorry. There was no shirt but a mink coat. Who is this?
Absolutely. I did not catch his name. He's mysterious.
Okay, we will come back to that a little bit later because
I did see that dude weighing in with the coat on.
Yeah, with the coat on.
Yes.
You know what he told us when we were standing around talking? He was like, oh, yeah, they called me like 2 days ago. I figured I didn't realize you were supposed to wear stuff, and I just had this in my car. Like, this is just what you had in your car. Like, you throw your hoodie in the back seat, man, threw a mink coat.
This is a blazer,
in
right?
case anybody needs to be Huggy Bear 20
Dude,
minutes
he's
later.
living a different lifestyle than me. I want to walk a day in his shoes. I don't think I can, though. I don't think I got
That's
it like
fair.
that.
It comes with a heavy responsibility.
Yeah.
Let's go to our next one here. Our next topic is as follows. What, gentlemen, should the coaches be looking for? And Tim, I'm going to start with you. What is it that the coaches need to be looking for as they do this draft here today?
Well, I think every coach needs to draft a team that has a killer, needs to draft a player that is an escape artist that could force the other team to put zeros up, and you need a captain. You need somebody who can motivate your guys. You can't pick the match order. That's randomized once the teams are set. So you don't know who your guys are going to go up against when you draft them. So you have to draft for particular attributes that you're looking for in a team that will strengthen your team.
Beautiful. Thank you for that, Tim. I appreciate that. Kevin, what else should coaches be looking for? Again, as somebody who's been in this process before, what was it that you saw they were looking for, and what do you think they should be looking for?
Coaches need to look for breakers. They need to look for guys who are going to win the shootout. The story of the PGF is almost all finishes by leg locks. You do see a variety of other finishes. They're not off the table, but you need people who are going to win the shootout and force the other leg lockers to play a game that they're not comfortable with or risk damage. Last year, Jed Thompson, everybody was scared of that matchup. We had David Evers back in season 3. There's always somebody that people are scared of. And if you can get enough different game, you're going to win the PGF.
Beautiful. Gentlemen, thank you for going through those series of comments. We'll now go to our next one, which is gems. Now, here's a question that I have for you guys. When we advance this and we look at it, let's talk about the gems that are out there. Let's talk about these PGF Season 7 alternates. And if you could do me a solid here and go on over and talk a little bit about them, is there any alternates that we need to be aware of? Kevin, I'll start with you.
Abraham Lamontagne. He is absolutely by rights should be in the regular roster. That's not how it plays out every year. We're not worried about that. He's a steal in the alternates. He is dominant. Again, we talked about breakers. He cut from, I think, 240 to get here. He's a new wave prospect. He's very, very good, very dangerous. I think he's going to put up a lot of numbers if he sees mat time.
Thank you for that. Tim, do you have any gems that we need to keep an eye out on?
I think Kevin nailed it with Abraham. I'm also looking at Gabriel Checo. There's a few grapplers on the list that are really talented grapplers that could be easily on the team. I think he's one of them. Sam Schwartzkopfel's got quite a bit of experience lately. He's been getting out there a lot. He's experienced in this format. You're probably going to see him out there at some point. We know injuries are going to happen. We know alternates are going to step up. It's just a matter of which ones are going to really show out.
Appreciate that. Thank you so much for that, Tim. Let's go to our next topic, which is this. So Tim previewed this a little bit earlier, but it's the idea of walks. What exactly is a walk? I'll start with you, Tim, and why is that important in an auction draft?
So a walk is when an athlete comes up for bid and all four coaches take a pass on him at that time, meaning they're not ready to spend on this particular person at this particular moment. That will drop that player off the list down to the bottom, and then they'll circle back to that player at the end. I think it's going to majorly impact how this shakes up because the order of the draft changes as you start walking guys, and you better have money when you get to the end if you want to get one of those guys or you're going to get defaulted.
Thank you for that. I'm going to go to you now, Kevin. Same question.
A walk, you're going to look at positions. Kimoy Anderson is going to get walked because he comes up right before Travis and Elijah. You got to look at Fedor is going to get walked because he comes up before Kyle Bain. A walk is when people skip. And when you start looking at guys like Kyle Bain, guys like Elijah Carlton, Ryan Aiken, I think Dory might be in danger of getting walked. Cam Hurd might be in danger of getting walked because they're coming up before those big numbers, and people are going to want to save their budget. They might bid low and try and get them in a steal, but then you're committed. I think we're going to see 3 or 4 walks this season. It's going to be those guys. Phenomenal athletes, but
Thank you for that. Gentlemen, we're getting now into our last area, and I do want this. What is the general layout that is happening here on the show? So we obviously have the show, and we also have some kind of interesting developments from this season to last season that have changed, at least for the production. So I'll start with you, Kevin. What is the difference for this year in terms of the layout, and what does it look like and feel like here?
we have less dogs available as collateral damage. That's unfortunate. I hope they trot them out for the mat time, and we can start evading them like we're playing Minesweeper.
Thank you for that, Tim. What other things did you notice this year is different or that the layout includes here for people at home?
Well, one of the new things is we have Mr. Egghead set up with his own table running analysis for the fantasy sports, giving stats. This guy is a machine. He's basically my chat GPT. He's Egghead GPT. I just send him queries and he sends me back information. You're going to get a lot out of that guy, so look for him this season. Beyond that, it feels much like last year or last season. The anticipation's high. People are dressed to the nines. There are less animals, figuratively, but there are some animals here. So
yeah, there are quite a few dogs in the room.
There are definitely a few dogs. Woof, 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 woof. Here we go. I do see a couple comments in the comment section, and that takes us to our gallery. We'll get into some other comments, but I do want to bring up this. I do see a note, hey, Dory gets walked. I don't know if anybody understands what will happen here. There's going to be stuff that you don't think is going to happen that will for sure happen. So please come into tonight with a little bit of whimsy and a little bit of curiosity. I know we have some. And I see, yes, we do appreciate that. And in case you guys are seeing some lag on the mics, we will take care of that within the next day. But let's get into some of the comments that we saw in the comment section